Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our regular meeting for February 27th, 2024 for the Riverhead Board of Education. I'm going to start with a call to order. Mr. Wallace?
Present.
Ms. Healy?
Present.
Mr. Scudder?
Present.
And Ms. Redmond? And Ms. Murphy and Mr. Connolly are absent. We have letter C, appointment of district clerk. Resolved upon the recommendation of the interim superintendent, the Board of Education hereby appoints Dawn Bozahoski as the district clerk effective Monday, February 5th, 2024 through June 30th, 2024. Can I have a motion to accept? Thank you, Ms. Healy. Can I have a second? Thank you, Ms. Redmond. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Congrats, Dawn. All in favor? And motion carries. So now we'll just swear Dawn in. Yeah. Spin around here. Yeah. Raise your right hand. So I state your name.
I, Dawn Bozahoski,
Do so solemnly swear
do so solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the
of
duties
the office
of the office
of
District Clerk
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Shoes are too squeaky today. All right, now I'd like to recess to executive session. Can I have a motion to recess to executive session to discuss the employment of a particular person?
Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Wallace. Can I have a second? Thank you, Mr. Scudder. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Seeing none, all in favor? And motion carries. We'll be back out at about 7 o'clock.
All right, welcome everybody to the February 27th Board of Education meeting. I'd like to get a motion for reopening to public session, please.
Motion.
Thank you, Virginia. Second, thank you, James. Any comments, concerns? Nope. All in favor? All right, can we have the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Reset. Colors. Eric. Colors. Ready. Cut. Right. Face. Eric. March.
Translation services will be provided. There are headsets available for use. Daniela, if you could come up, please. So she can. I just want to hand it to her so she can.
Buenas noches. Si usted necesita un aparatito de traducción, yo estoy en la mesa de atrás y se lo puede poner solo como un audífono.
Take it.
Hello? Okay. This is one of our favorite parts of our meeting, where we get to recognize our wonderful students, and I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce Mr. Brian Sachs, our Director of Athletics, Physical Education, and Health.
Good evening, and thank you for inviting me tonight. I'm here to recognize our varsity cheerleading team for their outstanding fall and winter seasons. I will invite the coach up to speak about our team. We'll hand certificates out, and then we'll ask all of our athletes to maybe hang out over here, and then we can take pictures with everybody, and parents can come on up and take pictures. So I'd like to start by inviting up Coach Stephanie Pereno to speak about her team and their accomplishments this year.
All right, good evening. We are here today to celebrate all of these amazing athletes. Not only are they scholar athletes, but they are such avid members of our community. So you are looking at 12 girls that not just came to practice every day starting in August all the way through to February, but they attended PAL practices. They made sure to keep grades up. I think that our average as a group was a 92, which is pretty impressive. And we practice 5 days a week. That includes a morning practice every Tuesday from the start of our season through February, where they were here at 6 a.m. before school practicing. We were here on weekends. You name it, they did it. Not just to spread school spirit, but also to be strong athletes, which is really important to us in our program. This would never have been possible, though, we have some amazing families behind us. Our program is built on the idea of family, and the parents and the supporters that we have are just so incredible. Because of them, because of our athletic department, Mr. Sachs, Ms. Douglas, our building and grounds, our transportation department, our community, all of you, these kids were able to do things this year that we haven't been able to do for quite a few years. And that's not just the accolades that they received, but we put on 2 competitions this year here in our district, and people were floored not only by what the school looked like and how accommodating everybody was, but how well run it was, how great our kids were, and how they were, just so friendly and helpful. So that was a really great thing to hear from other schools. We know that they're awesome, but when we hear other people say how awesome they are, that's a pretty special thing. So without further ado, before I bring them all up, I just want to give you just a little rundown about our season. We started in August, and this year was the very first year that Section 11 piloted a game day competition. So, the girls always cheer on the sidelines of the football games, but this was a new kind of format where it was more of a college style, and we don't ever compete in the fall. We just cheer at the games, but this year we did double duty. We cheered at the football games, and these girls competed every Thursday throughout the fall season, and they ended up making it to counties this year. First year that this program was piloted, first year that our girls made it to counties, and they made top 5. In addition to that, we went to our regional competition, and they placed second at regionals, and we were able to head out to nationals, which is a really amazing thing. If you don't know anything about cheerleading, high school nationals is something that you cannot recreate. There are colleges there, you compete against the best of the best, and it's an experience that for some of our athletes that they'll never get to have again. I have kids come back and they still talk about going to high school nationals. So we went to nationals this year, thankful that this was approved and we were able to go, thankful that our families were able to help support us, and we fundraised, and the kids did everything they could to get there, but they got there and they did not disappoint. We went to our first prelims, and for the first time in Riverhead history, they made it through to the next round. Started with 100, we went to 40 when we got to Florida, and out of that 40, our kids made it into the semifinal round, which is the second to last round. They ended up taking the top 6. Riverhead varsity cheerleading came in 11th in the nation. And for a really new platform for us, we're used to being a traditional cheer team. This was something new for us, and it was something that pushed the kids a little bit outside their comfort zone and really took them to more of a college style. So we're super, super proud of them. So this is a really nice opportunity to let them be recognized and really see the hard work that they put in kind of come to fruition. Is it okay if I call them up?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you. All right, so we're going to start with our sophomores. We had a big task about us this year, and we had 12 athletes come out, and we brought all those athletes to the same level to work together to get to where we were at nationals. So we're going to start with our sophomores. Our first athlete, Miss Danica Sweeney. Come on up. And if you know anything about these kids while they're coming up, you know that they are part of everything in this school. They are part of ROTC. Here you go, my dear. You can head right over there. They are student government leaders. They are, you name it, they do it. So we love that. Miss Charlie Reese. You're welcome. Miss Molly Parsons. Miss Ava McCree. You're welcome. Miss Nicole, otherwise known as Rosie Fulton. And our final sophomore, Miss Ellie Capone. You're welcome. All right, now on to our juniors that are going to have a really difficult task next year because they're going to have some big shoes to fill. One of our first juniors, Miss Jaden Hansen. Our next junior, Miss Sophia Margolo. And our final junior, Miss Leo Marys Perez. All right, now for our three seniors, I know everybody is probably used to hearing this, but these three girls carried the team on their shoulders the entire season, and they have been with us since they started cheerleading in PAL. So this is a really special group of girls. They put their heart and soul into this team, and they made sure that they were going to make it the best possible year that they could. All three of them are going to go off to amazing colleges and probably rule the world, but it's going to be a big loss. All three of these athletes also, and there's a few other ones sitting here, are going to be recognized at the Suffolk County Cheerleading Coaches Association dinner later in March. All three of our seniors are county recipients for county awards, so that's really awesome too. All right, so let's get started with our three senior captains. Miss Bailey Godsey. Miss Isabella Cucci. And to round it out, Miss Olivia Haupt. All right, so thank you all so much for recognizing these amazing athletes. Hopefully you get to come out next year and see a little bit of what they do. And again, thank you to everybody that supported us all year, the community. I cannot even thank Building and Grounds enough because they put up with so much. So do Brian and Lisa, but I mean, what they do for not just our cheerleaders, but for our community, they just make everything seamless. So thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Let's do pictures.
Okay.
Yeah. We should probably go, right?
Emily.
That was good. Another one graduating.
Congratulations again. We are incredibly proud of all of you, and we wish you well as you continue throughout the year. We understand that our students get up very early in the morning, so if you would like to leave at this time, we will not be insulted, but you are certainly welcome to stay. Thank you. The transportation survey, and then I'm going to turn it over to you. Yes, then we'll introduce those. Do you want me to take it? Yeah. Good evening again. I just want the community to be aware that on March 1st, Friday, we will be launching a revised transportation survey to all of our families, and we ask that you please complete that survey. Formerly, there was a survey in October, and this gives us an opportunity to look at how transportation is working since we've instituted the new bell schedule, and we are looking for feedback. So we strongly encourage you to complete that survey. You will hear a messenger call from me on Friday with regard to that. So thank you for your cooperation and support. I am now going to turn it over to my colleague, Dr. Mary Ann Cardesano.
Good evening. As this is my first public presentation at Riverhead School District, I do want to take this opportunity to thank the board for giving me the opportunity to become part of this Riverhead community. I will tell you, since I arrived in late October, I have been welcomed with a level of optimism and hope from your staff and from your community members with reference to improving our financial practices at the school district, and I'm happy to report that we've already achieved some of those goals. So I know that we have a long month ahead of us getting ready for budget, but I am very optimistic about the process this year, and I think that you will find it to be very different than what you have experienced in the past. So with Mrs. Pettish's approval tonight, I wanted to just give you some preliminary information on what we'll be dealing with in the next month and the direction that we're going to go in. So tonight I'll be sharing information with the board about our tax cap projection, some staffing analysis, the grants funding fiscal cliff that not only we're facing, but all school districts in the state of New York. Also, I want to talk about the Board of Education potential proposition that you're considering to present to the voters in May, as well as just a quick review of what our schedule will be when it comes to your budget development for 24-25. So as the board is aware, each year we have to calculate a tax cap provision. You can, go back one. Thanks, Dawn. Back one, right there. This is regulated by law. It is a fairly complicated formula, but one that we are required to do. That tax cap projection is due by March 1st, and I will be filing that by Friday. As of right now, our estimated tax cap is about 3 to 3.5%. I do believe it's going to come in a little bit lower, but as we finish those calculations in the next couple of days, we will be making submitting that projection to the Office of the State Comptroller. I do want to say publicly that the board has been very clear with me that they have no intention or expectation to pierce the cap. That means that we will stay within the guidelines that the cap will lay out for us. You have been very clear with me that your objective is to be fiscally responsible in developing the 24-25 budget. So I just want to say that out loud, and that's the direction that the board has given me. You know, when I arrived here in October, there was a overwhelming conversation that I had with the field, and that is your employees at every level. And that is that how did we get here? That we are looking for stability, and we are looking to be sustainable, and that what they have experienced in the past few years through COVID has not exactly aligned with that. So we took a good look at the staffing that has happened over the past couple of years, because we are now at the perfect storm where your increased staffing is not going to align with your funding, and that some of that staffing we need to back off of. So it really is the perfect storm. So let me just explain what an FTE is. It's a full-time equivalent. So when I'm talking about numbers right now, it could be a combination of bodies. So you could have one human that works part-time a 0.5, another one that makes a 0.4. That's a 0.9. So I'm going to just stay in whole numbers and in rounded numbers just for the ease of our conversation today. But what you can see here is I went back 5 years. And I'm presenting data tonight from 2018 to currently on staff right now. And when we look at our professional staff, which is district office, administrators, faculty, and teacher assistants, in 2018, there were 505 of us. In 2024, there are 621. So that is an increase of 116 people on the professional staff. When you look here, you will see in faculty, we started with 430, and that is now 535. So over the past several years, we have hired 105 additional faculty members. Now, I want to say out loud, you did so because you had the funding from the federal and the state level. You did the right thing, but there is no provision to continue to do that. So when the state said, here is the federal funding, address learning loss, lower class size, you did that because you were making the best decision for children. We are now at the point where every other school district you've been reading about and you've been hearing about this fiscal cliff, and that now we need to back off of some of that funding because we don't have it coming in this year. But when you will look and you will see that the district office had 5 administrators, we still have 5. At the building level administrative staff, we started with 29, went down to 24, and now we've escalated up to 36. So in total, we are looking at 116 additional professional staff. When you look at the non-instructional staff, it is the same story. That makes sense. In 2018, we had 11 nurses. Now we have 17. So that's 6 additional nurses on staff. When you look at support staff, from 61 to 63. When you look at instructional technology from 11 to 12. Teacher aides. We have an abundance of teacher aides. We started out with 50 and we've gone to 73. But that's not the full picture, because we have 23 more teacher aides on staff, but we also contract out with an agency for another 41 aides. So in total, we've increased our aide staff by 62. Monitors from 23 to 38. In transportation, we've actually gone down from 132 to 124. That's completely attributable to the fact that, we're attributing that to the fact that we cannot find bus drivers right now, and that's very hard for us to staff them. In security, we have gone from 21 to 44. And in facilities, I'm sorry, that's another deduction, from 62 to 60. So when we add and we look at both of those different sets of staffing, our instructional staff is up by 116, and our non-instructional staff is increased by 60. That is why we have 177 more humans here than we did several years ago. I will tell you, that is more than an elementary or 2 elementaries full of staff that are on campus right now. It is almost exceeds your high school. So the field keeps telling me that this is not sustainable and that we need stability and stability within our workforce. So I don't want anyone to leave here thinking we are reducing our staff by 177 people. That would be fiscally and educationally irresponsible to do that. So I'm going to say it again. We are not reducing our staff by 177. But we do need to find a balance between what we can afford and what programs we run. Let me just talk to you about this fiscal cliff. You've been hearing about this, you've been reading about it. The fiscal cliff is, in the last several years, we have received $19 million worth of funding to either hire staff to get us through COVID or to do one-time non-reoccurring expenses. And what happens is, when that money runs out, you fall off the cliff. That's where the jargon is coming from. You had the money, now you fall off the cliff because you don't have it anymore. Because now these grants are done. We have received $6.6 million in ARP 619 funding, in ESSER 2 funding, GEAR 2, and an additional ARP full day K program. We have received $13.2 million for child nutrition equipment, ESSER 3, comprehensive after-school, learning loss, and the Homeless 3 grant. So our fiscal cliff is $19.8 million of funding that we will not receive come July 1st. Fortunately, a large chunk of that money has been spent on non-reoccurring expenses. So we can now just say, we're not going to buy any more of that anymore. We're not going to buy that product anymore. We have enough on staff. But there are positions that do have to be reduced that were part of that grant funding. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean the staff member that's been funded by a grant will be accessed, because that staff member most probably has seniority. So we will be looking to reduce the least senior positions district-wide. And this is, I have to tell you, this is totally coming from grant funding. So I don't want anybody to walk away from here thinking that there's been any mismanagement of your finances. There is not. These are positions that we cannot move forward with. Now, we need to tighten our belts. That's what needs to happen. You are going to go through the same process that many other boards of education and administrative staffs are doing across Long Island and across the state. Another part of what will happen in the next month is the board has spoken to me about the potential of adding a proposition to the ballot in May. A proposition to add a student representative as a non-voting member to your board. This needs public approval. You can decide that you want to do that, but it's the residents of the district that need to approve you doing that. This will be a non-voting member, and I know that the board has said that they've expressed to me and to Mrs. Pedicic about considering that. We will discuss that over the next month, and we have worked with our attorneys, if you do want to move forward with that, to create that proposition for the community to vote on in May. So, where does that leave us now? We have a board schedule that we will be meeting 4 times, at which times I will be doing public presentations, and we will have public discussions on March 5th and 19th, and on April 2nd and 16th. I do want to warn you, this is going to be a new level of March Madness that you probably have not experienced, because it will have nothing to do with basketball. What I would expect is that there are going to be campaigns for causes, is what I'm going to phrase it as. Everybody will agree that reductions need to happen, as long as it's not what they're interested in, or what their child is interested in. So what I will tell you is, every position that you added benefited a child. Every program that you brought to Riverhead helped a student. Now we have to back off of that. So what you will hear from parents, from students, and I expect actually from your staff, don't reduce this. Reduce something else. I will tell you, it has been with painstaking effort that our district office has gone through line by line, and I will tell you, there are 3,000 lines in this budget, to look to see what has the least impact on staff and least impact on students. Where can we reduce without eliminating? Where can we reduce a section without reducing a program? We are also very cognizant on the fact of coming out of COVID, that the mental health of our staff and our students is still a priority. But what I will tell you is that there is not an area that has not been looked at for a reduction. I will also tell you, we are going to bring you a sound instructional plan that is coupled with a sound financial plan, because those two things have to match if you're looking for stability and if you're looking to be sustainable, okay? The cash needs to equal the expenses. So it has been a little painful in district office and in the field the past couple of weeks, because your culture is very different. Your culture is, wow, wouldn't it be great if we had this? Let's add it. We can't do that anymore. That's not fiscally prudent, all right? We're shifting it in the field. I'm sure that they're going to come up here and tell you how painful it's been. But what I will tell you is that when we get through this 24-25 budget process, you are going to be better than you are today. You are going to be more fiscally sound than you are today, and we will do so with fidelity. And what I'm going to say is, if it's not budgeted, it's not happening. If you don't have the budget for it, I'm not signing it. The board has been very clear on what my responsibility is. And you've been very clear with me about your desire and your direction for this administrative restructuring that we are going through. I'm going to end with this. I love it here. You have great staff. I'm going to say, for the most part, everybody has welcomed me with open arms. Not everybody, but for the most part, okay? They know what needs to happen. They know it's going to be a little bit painful. But your staff is really amazing. The only thing more amazing than your staff are your students. I have been in every building, I have visited every department, and I've been out in the field. You have great kids here who are achieving really awesome experiences. And we are going to look to protect as much of that as we can in the next couple of months. But do be ready for the campaigns of, not mine, not here. We're going to have to manage to get through this. With all that said, does the board, you're all looking at me like this is like a firing squad. It's going to be okay, folks, I promise you. You're not the first board to go through this. But $19 million is a lot of money to make up. $19 million worth of a fiscal cliff is a pretty big fall. But we're going to make that as soft as a landing as we can. Not only for 24-25, but for the 4 to 5 years that follow that, so that you have a solid financial plan, and that it doesn't look like your EKG going up and down. You have to get off this roller coaster. So, Matt, any questions from the board? We'll have plenty of time for questions and answers. I just didn't want to not give you the opportunity. And notice I'm not turning around because of my presentation tonight. I'm not looking back there, Sonia. What's going on? But it'll be okay. We're going to get through it together.
I was just going to, am I on? If you watch other school board meetings, they're all, the majority of them being given pretty much the same message. I don't think as eloquently as you have, but I think we're in good hands, so thank you.
Well, I think clear language makes for clearer understanding. There will be some misconceptions, but I'm happy to straighten them out, and we'll be able to move forward. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Cardesano, for a very well presented and articulate presentation. I would now like to introduce, reintroduce, I should say, Mr. Brian Sachs. Thank you.
Thank you for having me back up. My presentation will be on the health and the physical education programs that we have here at Riverhead. Physical education is an academically skill-based class mandated by New York State. It provides our students the opportunity to apply skills learned in class. It's taught by certified physical education teachers. Our lessons are based on national and state physical education standards and outcomes. We have sequential activities that are designed to meet certain outcomes, and physical education can decrease stress, improve mental health, increase academic performance, and improve fitness levels and prevent injury. For our elementary schools, which are K through 4, we have PE for K and 1 twice a week, which we include 2 health lessons a month. In grades 2 through 4, we have PE 3 times a week, and we also include 2 health lessons a month. For our PE in our elementary schools and in all of our schools, it's activity-based learning that we use. So we don't just teach the sport, we teach locomotive movements, we teach non-locomotive movements, manipulative movements, we teach obviously games and sports. We brought the circus in this year, we offer yoga, and everything we do is age appropriate in the mindset that we're looking for our students to grow through physical activity. For our middle school and Pulaski 5 through 8 buildings, in 5 through 6, we offer phys ed 3 times a week, and that also includes 2 lessons of health a month. In grades 7th and 8th, they get phys ed every other day. Health is a different program in the middle school. And the same thing, it's activity-based. We introduce games and sports. The introduction units are various team and individual activities that students could have the opportunity to play in middle school and high school. We move on to invasion and field games, net games, targeting games, and when we refer to this, we're referring to these as the overall activity, not just the sport that we're doing. In our high school, we offer PE every other day, and we have a selective program that runs through our guidance department. We offer general physical education, which is what you think it is. It's the normal introduction of team and individual sports. We offer a core-based training program, which focuses on strength and conditioning in our weight room. We offer a program called Club Fitness, which focuses on more alternative fitness that you might do at a gym. It could include yoga, step aerobics, cardio classes, things like that. We have a lifetime activities class, which is dedicated and directed toward lifetime enjoyment of activities, tennis, pickleball, badminton, golf. We have a unified physical education class, which it's a great class. It's a hands-on mentoring and supporting a unique opportunity for our students with and without disabilities to work together in a physical education class. And we also offer a adventure education program, which provides avenues for improving trust, collaboration, leadership skills, personal growth, self-confidence, and it's just a different avenue than the normal high school PE classes would offer. For our health education, we are academic, we're skill-based, we're a class mandated by New York State. We meet the national health education standards. All of our classes are taught by certified health education teachers, and our curriculum is incorporated from Health Smart, Rethink Ed, CAP of Riverhead, and Teacher Creativity and Lessons. In K through 4, like I said, we give 2 lessons a month, and it's within PE class. They're all age-appropriate topics, and some of the topics that we touch on are emotional and mental health, personal health and wellness, injury and violence prevention, nutrition and physical activity, and tobacco and alcohol prevention. When we get to grades 5 through 8, we do still offer 2 health classes a month. In grade 8, health is every other day, and it's similar topics. We just go more in depth, and it's more age appropriate with discussion and more information. We have educationally sound approach to current health topics, emotional and mental health, tobacco, alcohol, and other drug prevention, injury and violence prevention, nutrition and physical activity, personal health and wellness, and in the middle school, we touch upon sexual education. In our high school, this is our program that's grown the most in the last few years. We originally just had general health, but now we've been offered numerous health electives to our students, which all of our classes are packed, and they're kind of some fan favorites up here. We do general health. We're moving that program from 11th grade to 10th grade to open up more opportunities for our 11th and 12th graders to take more electives. We offer, as electives, we offer a CPR AED first aid class, we offer a stress management class, we offer a sports psychology class, and we offer a sports management class. Those are all electives when you get to high school in 11th and 12th grade. Thank you. Do you guys have any questions?
Thank you for your report.
Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Sachs. That was wonderful.
Thank you, everybody.
Good evening. The Northstar program is currently in its 2nd year as a program at Riverhead High School. To best support students in grades 10 through 12 that potentially have the ability to benefit by being placed in a small learning community to support their academic, social, and emotional development. At this time, I would like to introduce Ms. Dina Tisham, facilitator of the Northstar program, who will provide us with a presentation in capturing the development, growth, and rewards of this program to best support our students.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, and thank you to the parents and students and staff members from Northstar that are here tonight. Thank you. I'm going to start with a short story. I'd like to start with a story about a girl named Emily. Emily was a student at Riverhead High School whose potential future seemed to be slipping away from her. Her parents, frustrated by her non-attendance in school and trouble, decided to drop her out so she could work and contribute to the family income. Emily found herself at a crossroads, facing a series of tough decisions that would alter the course of her life forever. It wasn't long before those choices led her down a difficult path, and she started to, as she shared with me, make stupid decisions. Now 22 and pregnant and working in a retail job, Emily's living the life she didn't want to live, and now has the regret of having dropped out of high school while she wonders how to make ends meet. But today, I want to share with you the real story of Emily, a story of resilience, determination, and the transformative power of education. You see, Emily did not drop out of school that day. She and I made up that story together based on what she thinks might have happened if she had. Her parents did arrive at school to drop her out and go to work. However, when her guidance counselor called us at Northstar during their meeting, we called her into our offices and accepted her to the program at that moment. She started attending Northstar the next day. At Northstar Academy, Emily was given a lifeline, an opportunity to prove herself. She was challenged with a 30-day trial period during which she had to demonstrate her commitment to academic success, her daily attendance, and the pursuit of her dream of graduation. And let me tell you, Emily exceeded everyone's expectations. She didn't just meet the challenge, she soared above it. She became a superstar student, dedicating herself to her studies and embracing the chance to turn her life around. I tell Emily's story tonight because her story is just one of the many compelling stories at Northstar. When Emily and students like her reflect on their journey, they tear up, not out of sorrow for what might have been, but out of gratitude for the opportunity seized at Northstar Academy. The alternative school became a beacon of hope, a place where her dreams could be rekindled and future reshaped. 50 students like Emily are now on a trajectory towards graduation. 22 anticipate a 2024 ceremony. Northstar Academy isn't just a school. It's a testament to the power of second chances. It's about providing our students with the tools they need to rewrite their stories, to overcome obstacles and create a brighter future. And here's what we've done so far. Last year, we had an enrollment of 50 students with a daily average attendance at the start of the school year of 60%. By the end of the school year, the attendance rate was 83%. And this year, we've moved to 89%. On the next slide, we have, on the left-hand side, our staffing from last school year, or first year, and this year is on the right-hand side. Last year, we opened our doors with 1 full-time staff member and 8 part-time staff members. This year, we have 3 full-time staff members and 11 part-time. Northstar is about progress, and there's no better way to demonstrate that than this lovely small chart. Sorry, everybody in the back. This is a comparison of first quarter grades on the left-hand column compared with fourth quarter grades from the previous school year before Northstar Academy. So in the first line, you see an average of 75% at the top. And while that might not seem that impressive on a report card, the first student had an increase of 505% over their last year's average. As we go down the line, you can see the progress of all of our students, many of whom had increased their averages by over 100% since last school year. In collaboration with the Northstar Guidance Counselor, an individualized graduation plan, or IGP, is created for each student at Northstar. This document, which the students are given on the first day, is reviewed monthly, weekly, or daily if necessary. It details which classes need to be completed online. At the top is called Odyssey Ware. Odyssey Ware is our online program. Which Regents exams are necessary for this school year, and the quarter grades for each of the classes the students are taking. This form's updated as the students complete each task, and once everything is checked off, the student is back on track to graduate, apply to BOCES, return to the main school building, whatever they need. This is a breakdown of our current student body. We serve students in grades 10 through 12, so we have 8 second-year students, 21 third-year students, 12 in their 4th year, and 10 that are in their 5th year or beyond their 5th year. This is a picture of some of our staff members who will do anything and everything to support these students in their personal success and progress. They give of themselves, they give of their time, and they are just fantastic people to work with. This is some of our graduation statistics. We had 5 graduates last June and an additional 5 in August. This year we anticipate 22. This is an example of one of our little study groups that has developed during our lunch periods. Over 50 classes have been recovered so far in our online credit recovery program that's accessible 24 hours a day. The students work at their own pace. These are some of our support services we offer. Our special ed teacher has an AIS class where she helps with our special ed students. We have the Odyssey Ware Credit Recovery Resource Room. We work with our BSD students with lunch delivery and pickup. We have our therapy dog, peer study groups you saw in the picture, and tonight we have some of our student peer tutors who are Riverhead High School graduates. Sorry, I'm not pointing the right way. They're over there. They are volunteering their time during their college schedule to come back and work with our students on some test prep or whatever our kids need. So thank you for being here and thank you for doing that. We have received a few donations and grants that are listed here, and we've started a collaboration with the West Hampton Beach Air Force. They have a base out there. And this is a lovely chart. This chart represents the students enrolled in the high school who are above, at, or below their cohort by credits. So the students in the bright green are above. The students in highlighter yellow, those kids are on track perfectly with their cohort by credits, and any of the students below that are below their cohort by credits. That could be between 1, 5, 10 credits. Okay, so this is the first group of second-year students that are 1 to 5 credits instead of the 6 or beyond that you need in your second year. Then in the third year, they should be juniors, but these 20 students have 1 to 5 credits. These 72 have between 6 and 11 credits. That makes up 153 students that are in their second or third year and are currently behind their cohort. Then we have our fourth year students here. These 6 are currently listed as freshmen. These 12 are listed as sophomores, and these 11 are listed as juniors. And that's 29 students. And then these kids are when they're fourth year, or beyond their fourth year, and that adds up to 45 students. So totally 227 students currently that are beyond or below their cohort. And even some students that are at their cohort level could be candidates for the program because of social issues, childcare needs, behavioral problems, etc. We seek to serve as many students as possible with our available resources so that everyone can find personal growth and success at Riverhead High School. 7 students last year returned to the main school building after 1 year with us because they were back on track with their credits. Had they not joined us, they may have fallen further behind, necessitating that 5th year or beyond in the building. Instead, 3 of them qualified for BOCES training, and 4 of them are finding academic success in the main building. We hope to grow as a program because of students like Emily, who could have been a dropout, but now want to work with kids like herself and live the mission of the Riverhead Central School District to become tomorrow's leaders and develop her unique gifts and potential. I know she'll make us proud, but more importantly, I think all of these students make themselves proud when they finally see what they're capable of. I'll end with one other short story. There was a boy on the beach throwing back the starfish that were stranded on the sand. And when a man passed by and said, "There are thousands of starfish here. What you're doing isn't going to make any difference." And as the boy picked up the next starfish and threw it back in the ocean, he said, "It made a difference to that one, and it made a difference for Emily." Can Emily stand up, please? And I just want to recognize all the Northstar students, if they could stand up, and their families. Could you all stand up? We're very proud of them, and thank you for allowing us to be here tonight. Thank you. Oh, do you have any questions?
No, just thank you for the presentation, and as the last slide says, you're making a difference, absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean.
All right, so we're going to move along to public comments on agenda items. Do we have any public comments?
Nothing online?
Go on, nothing online? No, I think Mrs. Fowler's coming up.
Was the financial comments an agenda item?
Nope, that's going to be on March 5th. March 5th, March 19th, April 9th, and April 23rd.
Great, thank you.
Okay. So without seeing any comments, can I have a motion to accept the consent agenda, please?
Motion?
Thank you. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Virginia.
So
Sorry, Cynthia.
Yes,
Cindy, sorry. And then, any comments, questions, or concerns?
No.
Without saying any, all in favor? Yes. Dr. Kerner, if you would like to say something now, please.
Thank you, Mr. Wallace. There is someone with us tonight who is also making a difference in the lives of our students, so I'd like to ask Kevin Kerman to please stand. Kevin, I want to congratulate you on your 10-year appointment tonight. You have made a huge difference in the lives of our middle school students. You've shifted the culture in our phys ed classes, and that's specifically due to your genuine interest in our students' lives and the connection that you've made with them. You're a coach for soccer and baseball, and you have done a wonderful job connecting with our students in our 7th grade advisory program, so you've done so much in a short amount of time, and we want to wish you the very best along your journey here in the Riverhead School District.
Congratulations.
Kevin,
can you come up front?
please? Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Congratulations.
Okay, moving on. We'll go to new business. Letter A, approval of district clerk appointment. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Thank you, Virginia. Second?
Second.
Thank you, James. Any comments, questions, or concerns?
No, but welcome aboard, Dawn. Thank you.
All in favor? All right. Letter B, authorization of agreement for a pilot statement and with Long Island Power Authority. Motion, please.
Motion.
Thank you, James. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Cindy. Any questions, comments, or concerns? We're not seeing any. All in favor? Letter C, approval with William Floyd Unified School District, Shared Transportation Services, NYSBDA, March 1st through March 4th, 2024. Motion, please.
Motion.
Thank you, Virginia. Second.
Second.
Thank you, James. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Without seeing any, all in favor? Letter D, authorization for the Board of Education to sign agreements with Health and Welfare Services 2023-2024. Motion, please.
Motion?
Thank you, Cindy. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Virginia. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Without seeing any, all in favor? All right, letter E, approval of appointments. Motion, please.
Motion.
Thank you, James.
Second.
Thank you, Cindy, or Cynthia, sorry. Doesn't matter, right? No. Comments, questions, or concerns? All in favor? Approval of special education services contracts. Motion, please.
Motion.
Thank you, Virginia. Second.
Second.
Thank you, James. Questions, comments, or concerns? All in favor? Motion passes. Let me just see here. Did she put her hand up over there? Hold on. I know, I'm just trying to move my thing down. Letter G, approval of consult agreement with John Fleming. Motion, please.
Motion?
Motion, thank you, Cindy. Second.
Second.
Thank you, James. Questions, comments, or concerns? Without seeing any, all in favor? Thank you. Letter H, approval of consult agreement with Christina Pulaski. Motion, please.
Motion.
Thank you, Virginia. Second.
Second.
Thank you, James. Questions, comments, or concerns? Without seeing any, all in favor? Okay, letter I, approval of 2024-2025 budget development calendar. Motion, please.
Motion?
Thank you, Cindy. Second.
Second.
Thank you, James. Comments, questions, or concerns? Without seeing any, all in favor? Adoption of the 2024-2025 school calendar. Motion, please.
Motion.
Thank you, James. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Virginia. Questions, comments, concerns? Without seeing any, all in favor? K, letter K, approval of renewal of contracts. Motion, please.
Motion.
Thank you, Cindy. Second?
Second.
Thank you, James. Comments, questions, or concerns? All in favor? Letter L, approval of contracts.
Motion.
Motion, thank you, Cindy.
Second.
Second, Virginia, thank you. Comments, questions, or concerns? None? All right, then we're going to go to letter, I'm sorry, all in favor?
No.
Approval, thank you. Letter M is, so with this here, yep, let me just see here. At this time, I'd like to ask for a motion to open a public hearing to consider the adjustment to the volunteer firefighter and ambulance worker tax exemption.
Motion.
Thank you, Virginia. Second?
Second.
Thank you, James. All in favor? All right. Greg, if, I'm sorry, Eric.
Good evening, everyone. The board right now is going to enter into a public hearing to entertain comments from the public and the board on an adjustment to the volunteer firefighter and ambulance worker exemption pursuant to real property tax law, section 466-A. The purpose, or rather the background behind this is the state legislature has changed the service requirements for eligible firefighters and ambulance workers to receive the exemption, reducing that service requirement from 5 years to a minimum of 2 years, and the board is putting this forward for consideration to accept that 2-year minimum service time. And I turn back over to Mr. Moss.
Do we have any public comments on this, in this open discussion here?
I just wanted to add that the exemption amount does not change. It still remains at 10%. This is a current exemption on the books. All this would do is reduce the service period time from 5 years to 2 years.
I think it's a great thing that we're doing that and that the state's recommending it in a progressive manner and that we're following through. And it is very difficult to recruit people to do selfless tasks like run on boards, to be firemen, and do emergency services. So I think this is a great idea that we're doing. Thanks.
Can you just state your name for the records, please?
Kimberly Wilder, Osborne Avenue.
Thank you so much. Any other public comments? I'm just going to, any other board members have anything?
No. I agree with what Ms. Wilder had just said, and so I'm in support of this, and, whatever we can do to encourage people that come out to volunteer and whatever, and to help them, because it is expensive, living out here, and so whatever we can do to support them.
Thank you. I'm also a volunteer fireman as well, and this incentive here is a great help. It helps great for retention, because a lot of people are joining and then they find that they can't really do it. So this really helps out the ambulance workers, the firemen, the EMTs, everybody. So it's really a great thing. Thank you. So without seeing any further comments, I make a motion that we close the hearing.
Motion.
Thank you, Cindy. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Virginia. Questions, comments, concerns? All in favor? So moving on, motion for letter M, real property tax exemption. I have a motion, please.
Motion.
Thank you, James. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Virginia. Comments, questions, or concerns? There were none. All in favor? Letter N, failure of bidding for procurement of RH 24-002 driver education road instruction. This year, we couldn't get any bids to submit. We will be trying to repost it to try to get people to put in for it. But can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Thank you, Virginia. Second.
Second.
Thank you, James. Questions, comments, or concerns?
No, it's discouraging, because our students were without,
Right.
the
but-
driver's ed, and I hope we can find somebody.
Yeah, we are going to put it out
Please-
for every bid, so.
Please help us.
We'll continue to try.
All in favor? Okay. Letter O, approval of first reading of board policy.
It's the workplace, the first and final again?
Oh, the workplace violence prevention. Motion, please.
Motion?
Second? Thank you, Cindy, sorry.
Second.
Thank you, James. Questions, comments, or concerns? All in favor? Okay, move forward. Yeah.
6,700.
Letter P, second reading of the new and revised board policies. Just before I read them off, we're going to pull 67 for reconsideration at this point. I'm sorry, 6,700 for reconsideration. So the ones we're reading into for the second reading is 2325, 4327, 8520, 8636, 9260. Motion, please.
Motion?
Thank you, Cindy. Second.
Second.
Thank you, James. All in favor? Motion passes.
That passes as amended, correct?
Oh, passes as amended, sorry. Thank you, Eric. All right, let me see here. Is that the last one?
Q.
Oh, no. I lost my screen. Letter Q, approval of disposal of surplus equipment.
Motion.
Thank you, Virginia. Second.
Second.
Thank you, James. Questions, comments, or concerns? Nope. All in favor? Approval of field trips. And you want to just read them off, Virginia?
Sure. Okay, we have members of the high school ROTC marksmanship team to visit AMVETS in Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. We also have the high school ROTC drill team will visit Mount Holly, New Jersey for a drill competition. High school Key Club leaders to visit the Leadership Training Conference for current and upcoming Key Club leaders at the Desmond Hotel in Albany. That's in March. And middle school 8th grade class trip to Lake Compounce in Bristol, Connecticut on May 17, 2024.
Okay, a motion, please.
Motion.
Thank you, James. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Cindy. Questions, comments, or concerns?
Well, have a good time.
Good luck
Yeah.
to everybody going. All in favor? All right. Letter S, acceptance of donations.
Okay, we have 40 backpacks and 24 backpack supply kits from Jesus is Lord Church in Holtzville, New York for the students of Riverhead School District valued at approximately $2,000. Kitchen play set from parents Evelina and Tomas Dabrowski for use in teacher Doria Justindino's classroom valued at approximately $200. $1,500 to be divided equally in thirds between the Riverhead High School Chamber Orchestra, the Riverhead High School Chorus, and Riverhead High School Band from the Main Street Productions, and Riverhead Moose Lodge number 1742, who state that they were honored to have them perform and look forward to another performance this year. $250 for Safe Halloween to the Riverhead High School Key Club from the Riverhead Central Faculty Association, and $2,000 from Peconic Asset Planning, Inc. to the Chamber Orchestra to pay for students who are unable to pay for trips.
I would just like to point out, with regard to the Jesus is Lord Christ Church, Santia de Jesus, who is one of our clerical staff members, had an instrumental role in providing this to our community. So we just thank her personally.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Thank you, James. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Virginia. Questions, comments, or concerns?
No, but thank you, everybody, for their generosity.
Yes, thank you.
so much.
All in favor? Okay, opportunity for board members. We'll do committee reports first, and then we'll do any comments that you guys might have.
Okay. We had a Wellness Committee meeting Thursday, February 6th at 9 o'clock. Food Services, Keith Graham is reporting he's going to be replacing equipment, 125,000 equipment upgrades, and that is through his own cafeteria funds. He had excess in funds, so he's able to now do a lot of upgrades. Every school is receiving upgrades paid through excess, like I just said, kitchen fund balance. Looking at the potential tower gardens in the high school, these are hydroponic. Students would be able to assist with growing herbs and garden vegetables. He's looking into 6 towers. We are looking at possibilities in partnering with our FACS, basic skill development, and agriculture classes to assist with tower gardens in the upcoming school year where applicable. Special education, Daria Hagemeyer, there's going to be some programming changes. We've added ICT classes at Riverhead High School to support juniors and seniors in need of academic assistance services in math and humanities, that's the AIS. The SPIRE Reading Support Program is being implemented at the Riverhead Middle School. This is part of related services for students in reading. We're already seeing growth in students receiving SPIRE, and SPIRE is a structured literacy program. Meeting children where they are in the curriculum to provide extra support helps with their emotional well-being and ultimately increases academic growth. Nurse update, Dan Hull, there have been 2 medical professionals cited for fake vaccinations. The Riverhead Central School District has followed up with this per the New York State Department of Health, the New York State Department of Education, and the local health department. We are currently in good standing. Vision hearing screenings in grades pre-K or K, whichever they enter first. Also 1st, 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, and 11th are underway. We are grateful for our partnership with America's Best Vision for free vision and glasses for those in need. The SEL Community Outreach, Dr. Emily Sands reports our Parent Cafe hosted in January was a huge success. Parents were pleased to be able to learn about Rosetta Stone, Microsoft Office, QuickBooks, and received access to all online materials and self-paced courses for GED preparation. Our next Parent Cafe will be in March and will focus on professional certifications in the trade. We've partnered for this with OLA of Eastern Long Island. We are in the planning phase of a spring health and wellness fair as part of our community outreach program. More details to follow as plans unfold. And the MTSS, that's multi-tiered support system, navigating social, emotional, and academic success. Dr. Lori Kerner, and she has her acronym SEAS, S-E-A-S. Dr. Kerner has been providing professional development to all K through 6 schools regarding paradigm shifts necessary for increasing student outcomes. Part of these shifts include frequent recess breaks throughout the school day. Short recess breaks increase student attention, motivation, attendance, engagement, social competencies, and overall well-being. There is a need to shift from a more is better paradigm to a less is more model for teaching and learning.
Thank you. Any other committees?
The Health and Safety Committee met on Wednesday, February 7th at Riverhead Middle School Library. In attendance were myself, Dr. Galati, Terry Colhane, Director of Security, Amanda Telepan, Assistant to Dr. Galati and Dr. Kerner, Al Galena, Director of Facilities, Jean Grimm, Assistant Principal of Riley, Dr. Steve Hudson, Principal at Phillips Avenue, Gary Carlson, Assistant Principal at Aquabog, Beth Menace, Teacher at Riley, Kristen Nanini from Eastern Suffolk BOCES, Jennifer Samos, who is a teacher at Aquabog and RCFA Vice President, Denise Witzkel, a teacher at Phillips Avenue, and Officer Matthew Saprino from Riverhead Police Department. Al Galena, Facilities Director, reported that an inventory of excess paints and chemicals in district buildings are being taken by Health and Safety Representative Kristen Nanini from Eastern Suffolk BOCES. This will include old custodial cleaning supplies and obsolete science lab chemicals that are no longer being utilized. The goal is to bring cabinets, safety sheets, and gear up to code. Radiac will be hired for removal. We will be looking into Riverhead Stop Day for removal of paints, chemical supplies that can be removed without using Radiac in the future. Health and Safety will assess cabinets and SDS sheets which need to be updated. Okay. Knox boxes have been installed at Aquabog, Phillips, and Riley schools. All 7 schools are equipped with keys for the fire department to access in the event of an emergency. Boxes are located at the main entrance of the schools. The repair of the water line behind the high school was actually irrigation related. The pressure issues on bottle fill stations were remediated by changing the filters early. Filters used to supply 6,000 gallons. New LK filters supply 3,000. We are currently reaching out to LK and hope that they have a solution for changing out the filter prematurely to prevent clogging. Classroom fountains, if turned on, are safe to use. Biofill stations, sensor seems to be too sensitive in Aquabog, and facilities are, they're looking into deactivating automatic fill and change to manual or adjusting the sensor if possible. We'll be looking into water pressure that's connected to toilets installed, some at Pulaski and the women's faculty room, and the handicap accessible bathroom at Riley. We'll be looking to adjust the pressure to remediate any issues. Correction for the ADA ramp at Aquabog will be installed in the spring at exit 20 north side. And the greenhouse is, we're pending the SED permit to continue and move forward to open, pending pending high heat fire alarm and fire marshal approval. Mr. Colhane reported from the security department that Riverhead Fire Department has agreed to allow Roanoke Elementary School to use the station as an evacuation site. To-go bags are assembled and fully equipped. Aquabog and Riley schools will use fields as evacuation sites. There are no establishments in close proximity to either school that K through 4 could get to in a safe and timely manner. Transportation will report to schools and have approximately 20 to 40-minute turnaround. Both schools have areas large enough and far enough away from the building that if something happened, the children and faculty would be safe until transportation arrives. Student IDs are resolved. There's still some minor attendance glitches that are currently being worked on. Capital project not completed. Rave APP issue with Clockwise, since it was not updated. New software is being tested this week, and if all works, it will be running in 2 weeks. Pulaski Lead Guard has helped out a great deal, and the Workplace Violence Prevention Program has a March 4th deadline, and the plan will be initiated. The next meeting will be April 10th.
Thank you. Any other committee reports? No. Board comments? Anybody? Cindy?
Learned a lot about water pressure.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. Last Wednesday, February 21st, at a Town of Riverhead Board meeting, Raymond Ankrum, representing the Riverhead Charter School, presented the charter school's position as to why they believe the town board should grant them a special permit to build on farmland that is adjacent to their schoolhouse on Sound Avenue. While we understand that this is primarily a zoning issue for the town board, we would hope that in their deliberations, they will consider the impact their decision will have on both the short-term and long-term finances of the Riverhead Central School District. And as a result, our ability to continue to provide the full scope of educational and support services that our over 5,600 students deserve. We would also hope that the town board is listening to the residents who live in that section of Riverhead who adamantly oppose this expansion and the impact it would have on the rural and pristine nature of their community, the exact reason so many of them chose to live in that part of Riverhead. Prior to the town board meeting, Dr. Ankrum addressed a civic meeting held on Saturday, February 17th. Dr. Ankrum, in discussing his charter school's land acquisition proposal, attempted to differentiate his charter school from the academic quality of the Riverhead Public School District by attacking the test scores of Riverhead's school district students. Excuse me. It is the district's belief that Mr. Ankrum is putting forth a spurious and false narrative in an effort to confuse parents and attract more students to his charter school. To this end, the district believes that he has attempted to obfuscate the issues and falsely discredit the Riverhead School District, the dedication and commitment to excellence of our teaching and support staff, and the character, intelligence, and outstanding achievements of our students. To be clear, there is no basis in comparing charter school test scores in public school test scores. Public school districts, like Riverhead Central School District, are mandated by law to accept and provide educational and support services to all children residing in the district's catchment area. This includes all children with either educational, emotional, or physical challenges, special needs students, as well as all English as a new language, otherwise known as ENL, students. This is not the case with charter schools like the Riverhead Charter School. In fact, while charter schools
are mandated to actively solicit enrollment from special needs students, they rarely do. Consider, our district's special needs student population is upwards of 17% of the district's total enrollment. The Riverhead Charter School special needs population is just about 5%. In reporting test scores for public school districts, the state incorporates all student scores. When a public school district has upwards of 54% of students that are either special needs or A&L, like Riverhead, there will be an impact on those scores. This is not the case with the Riverhead Charter School, whose student population is significantly more homogeneous. Trying to compare these scores is simply, as they say, apples to oranges. What Mr. Ingram won't point out to you is the significant difference in what can be offered to students in the areas of athletics, music, fine arts, and electives between the Riverhead Charter School and our public schools. These are invaluable learning experiences from both an academic and social emotional development perspective, and his charter school simply cannot match. In terms of the financial impact the charter school has on our district, it is a fact that over the past 3 to 4 years, our district has paid over $57 million to the Riverhead Charter School. This is taxpayer money. This is your money that is being siphoned away from our district. And while all this money is shifted to the charter school, our costs do not go down. Our transportation costs continue to rise. Our health insurance costs continue to rise. Student support services such as emotional and mental health services have significantly increased over the same time period, especially in light of the pandemic. The tens of millions of dollars that have been diverted is money that could have been spent for expanding current course offerings or introducing new courses and taking care of critical infrastructure needs without having to ask the community to approve bonds. We will not engage Mr. Ankrum in what we believe his disingenuous diatribe against our district, or in his attempts to sway the town board and this community by offering up what we believe are half-truths and disinformation regarding the charter school and our district. We would invite any parent considering the charter school, Mr. Ankrum's or any other, to consider the diversity of experience that their child can only get in our public schools, the opportunities to follow their passions in the arts, athletics, or even the area of careers and technical education that you can only get in our public schools, and then make an informed and objective decision.
Thank you. Can we have comments from RCFA?
I have an email from the RCFA, Greg Wallace. He said, "The RCFA chooses to yield its time this evening."
Thank you. Comments from Ra?
Good evening. Thank you. And thank you to all of our presenters tonight. We'd like to share a few of our district highlights that have been put forward by some of our building leaders. At Riley Avenue School, in March, they are planning a Little Mermaid production, in-school book fair, as well as an egg hunt and an evening book fair. At the Akabog School, this past month, students celebrated P.S. I Love You Day by wearing purple and talking about how to support and help one another. The student leadership team delivered Valentines to veterans and senior citizens as second graders serenaded their visitors with songs about kindness written by music teacher Mrs. Megan Kelly. At Riverhead Middle School, the middle school PTO will be kicking off their Miss Chocolate fundraiser tomorrow. Proceeds from the fundraiser will support end-of-year trips and celebrations. Badminton fever has swept Riverhead Middle School. Championship badminton teams from each of the 16 phys ed classes are competing in a tournament of champions, which will be this Friday during period 1. The March Pride Challenge at the middle school continues to move on and focuses on respect. Students who are caught doing something respectful will earn a special golden ticket wave dollars. At Riverhead High School, later this week, we will be hosting 9th grade curriculum night for 8th grade families and students. That will be on Thursday, February 29th at 6 p.m. in the auditorium. And the following week, on Thursday, March 7th at 6 o'clock p.m., the Guidance Department will be hosting the Spring College Night and Financial Aid Night. starting at 6 p.m. in the auditorium.
Hello, everyone. Nice to see you all. A few other items. This week, Riverhead High School will be hosting the NISMA Piano Festival on March 4th through 6th. We'll be seeing over 600 students travel to our high school from across Long Island and will be evaluated by NISMA adjudicators. Along with that, over 50 of our Riverhead High School students and our music faculty will be assisting in the entire 3 days. We will have 3 students traveling to Syracuse on Friday to represent Riverhead at the New York State Band Directors Association Area Honor Band, along with 120 other students from across the state. Alexandra Santora will be performing on clarinet from Riverhead High School, and from the middle school, Alexandra Acratelli on bassoon and Joey Espana on clarinet. The experience culminates in a concert on Sunday morning. Also this weekend, 27 students between Pulaski, the middle school, and high school will be participating in the Skamia All-County Ensembles. Both NISPEDA and Skamia students are selected based on their performance last year at NISMA and requires a high level of performance on their instrument at their grade level. In art, we have 3 Riverhead High School students who are participating in the Scala All-County Art Show, which is on display at the Old Town Hall in Babylon. Students who have artwork on display are Haranya Gasagna, Frida Bauer Ramirez, and Dayani Garcia. Frida was also the recipient of one of the All-County Awards. And in theater, the Blue Masks are preparing for their production of Newsies, which will open on Thursday, April 11th, and run through Sunday, April 14th. We hope we can see you there, and thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any public comments? Hello. Just your name again for the record, please.
Kimberly Wilder, Osborne Avenue.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the way that you presented the Spanish translation. That was awesome. I also am hoping and dreaming that we someday get it video broadcast so that it could be a live, interactive thing. Thank you so much for publishing the UPK deadlines, because I know sometimes in the past it's been hard, different years, and it's so important that it's out to the community and people can do it. UPK is such a valuable thing, and I hope we work well with our planning, and I know the state funds it a lot, and I want people to really feel, join the lottery, and hopefully it's not a lottery we can all win, that we can all win it instead. I realized that on the January 23rd meeting, there was a violation of the board policies. The board policies say that comments should not be made about specific district staff, though an employee who is also a union official made public comments chastising and naming the director of school counseling and criticizing that director, having made comments about the committee process. Note that the director of counseling had made his comments in a professional manner and did not identify his colleague by name, but the union official named and critiqued a colleague in the public setting of the board meeting. Now, the policy kind of says for us, for the public, but I think it would go with the comments that were happening too. And so I have a criticism for the person who was the chair at the time. These are all people that were acting. The person acting as chair at the time, the person who was acting as clerk at the time, which isn't the person here, and the person who made the comments. I wanted to ask if there had been any, or if you, at your leisure to reply, if there have been any attempts to send out recruitment surveys or other methods to invite people and parents who represent diversity to internal committees. Because another parent raised that a while ago, that our internal committees, each time we go to try to get something done, and the Regions Committee needed to have more people of color on them, maybe Spanish-speaking people on them, and that might be done if we made a big effort and put out some surveys of interest. And then, regarding the controversy about building and finding a site for more charter school space, I'm going to take right in the middle. I critique both the charter school and this school board, and I enjoy both of them and their rights to exist. The bottom line is that our regular public school buildings are overcrowded, and even the charter school buildings are overcrowded. The children of Riverhead need more space to learn and grow. This board, and also the community and the residents and taxpayers of this district, need to build more classrooms for the students. The board should take the leadership on how to make plans and proposals and get those passed for the safety of our students. And I feel like that's where someone has to be brave and someone has to put out a budget that maybe pierces a tax cap or maybe figures something out, because we need more students. That's why we need them and the charter school needs them. And if you don't want the charter school to have a new building, then you have to make a new building. Number 6. Can some or all of the process to search for a new superintendent be done in a public manner with chances for community input? And I'm not sure how it's been planned or it is being planned, but we've had some...
Mrs. Weiler, your 3 minutes are up.
Okay, and the last, I want to say something very important last. Teacher aides are almost always for special education, so if teacher aides in our district are always for special education, I just want us to think if it's almost illegal to say, well, we have too many teacher aides, we need to cut them, because you should pick special education staff based on those CSEE meetings and what this person with special education needs. It sounds abstract, but it's really wrong to start with, we're going to have 100 special ed aides. You need to have the people that need to serve those children and that they have their federal rights to the proper education.
We understand that. Thank you for your comments. Any other public comments? Without seeing any, motion to adjourn?
Anything online?
Huh?
Nothing
Oh,
online?
I'm sorry.
Is there anything
Dawn, is there
online?
any comments online? None? Without seeing any? Motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Thank you, Virginia. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Cindy. All in favor? All right, thank you. Next meeting is March 5th.
Please help support the Riverhead Central School District YouTube channel by subscribing. If you are not already subscribed to this channel, please be sure to push that subscribe button and click the bell to receive notifications. Thank you.